Hello, sixth graders. Today we are starting to add integers. So before our lessons are over this week, you should be able to find the sum of integers. You will also be able to explain, like in your own words, determine in your own words how addition of integers actually works. So I'm not going to give you any rules. I'm only going to give you strategies today so that you can come up with your own definition and make your own understanding of how to add integers. You will be able to do this using integer chips or a number line. And be able to explain how you yourself knows if it's going to have a positive sign or a negative sign when you're done adding. So first of all, today you are going to need your chips that I sent to you in the mail or gave you at school. And you are also going to need your red writing tool and a yellow writing tool. I think I might also switch to a light orange that looks like yellow and a red throughout while I'm writing, so the slight orange will match this yellow. Okay? All right. So today we are going to be talking about the sum of integers. So if we think back to our lesson on integers, we remember that integers are both positive and negative numbers. So integers are positive numbers that are greater than 0 and negative numbers that are less than 0. It also includes 0. Okay, so we also include 0. So any number that's a whole number, no rationals today. So we're just looking at integers. All right, so let's first talk about some rules for our lesson today. So you will have your integer chips, and if you notice when you look at them, there's a yellow side and a red side. So the red side, the side that is red when we put these down, these are negatives, and the yellows are positives. So we can just kind of go like this and make a circle there. So you're going to have yellows that are positive and reds that are negative. So when I'm coloring today, anything that I do that's positive will be yellow, and anything that is negative will be red. Each of these has a value of 1. So this is 1 positive, and this is 1 negative. Okay, so this one is 1 positive. Let me see that. Okay, good. And this is equal to 1 negative. Okay, while we're working today, anytime that you see a positive and a negative that line up, they will end up having a value of 0, and we call this a 0 pair. So a 0 pair, we will end up crossing out, but 0 pairs are when you have a red and a yellow. So there's my yellow, there's my positive, here's my red for negative. When they line up on top of each other and you have the positive sign, the negative sign, +1 minus 1 equals 0. So we have a positive and negative have a value of 0. So that's what a 0 pair means. So they zero each other out. So if I were to put 1 and then put a negative 1, I get 0. I have $1, I spend $1, I have 0. All right. I owe you $1 and I pay you $1. I owe nothing now. Okay, they've zeroed out. So let's go ahead and kind of get started now that you have some of these rules here for positives and negatives. Maybe we should like put these signs here. Oops. Oh my goodness, I'm already messing up. Negative, positive. Okay. All right, so the first thing that we want to talk about today are sums. So we know that the word sum means to add. Okay, so everything we do today will use addition. So the sum of integers is adding integers. Okay, our first example that I want to look at is if I have 2 positives and then I add 3 positives. So I have 2 positives and then I add on 3 positives. I have a total of 5 positives. Okay, so if I had 2 positives and I add on 3 more, I then have 5 positives. So I can rewrite this example, and let's just move this over to this side. I can rewrite this example as 2 positives plus 3 positives. When I count this up, I get a total of 5. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. Okay. Now let's look at one that isn't adding, because you can see already that this is like a normal everyday addition problem. Okay, so let's do one that now has some negatives in it. So let's say that I have -2. Let's say I have -2, and then I add on 3 more negatives. I have all red. So this means that I have 5 negatives. So if I start with 2 negatives and I add on 3 more negatives, I then have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 negatives. And the reason why it's negative is because it's all of my colors here are red. So plus -3, I end up with -5. So I started with red, I added more red, and I'm going to end with red. I started with yellow, I add on 3 more yellow, so I'm going to end with yellow. So this is the same sign, this is the same sign, but what happens when I start with yellow and then I add on, so I'm going to start with yellow, and then I am going to add on -3. Well, what happens is a 0 pair. This balances out, this one neutralizes, and I only have 1 symbol left over, that is negative. So when I have this model right here, I have 1, 2 yellows, and I add on 3 negatives. So I added 3 more negatives onto there. I have a 0, that goes away. I have a 0 pair, that goes away. And all that I have left now is just a -1. So I have 2 plus -3, and then I end up with -1 because there's 1 left over. So let's clean up these chips. Okay, let's say then that I have -2. And I add on 3 positives. Let's say I add on 3 positives. So I have -2, I add on 3 positives. I cancel these 0 pairs out and I end up with 1 positive. So I started with 2 negatives, and then I added on 3 positives. This zeroes out, and then I end up with a +1 left over. So I have -2, and I add on 3, and that leaves me with a +1. So I end with a +1. So you can see that I have all these different chips here and ways to find integers by using models. So I've kind of shown you how this works a little bit, and so now what we're going to do is I'm going to give you some problems and you're going to try to model them on your board, and then I'm going to show you what they equal after we model. Okay? So go ahead and get your chips all ready, set out in front of you, and I'm going to give you some problems to model. Okay, the first one that we're going to work out says find -4 plus -2. So we're going to find -4 plus -2. So get your chips ready and go ahead and work on this problem without my help. So try to model it yourself, and then when you're ready, hit play. Okay, so -4. I know that negative means red, so I'm going to need 4 red chips. So to model this, I'm going to take 4 red chips and put them next to each other. I'm then going to add on 2 more red chips. So I'm going to add on 2 more reds for a grand total of, I have no 0 pairs, so I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or -6. So -4 plus -2 equals -6. And we can draw this out here to the side. So there's the first part, plus I want to add on 2 more that are negative, and I get a grand total of -6. Okay, let's model another one. Okay, so get those chips ready. This problem says to find 5 plus -10. All right, so B, it says find 5 plus a -10. All right, 5 plus -10. So we're going to solve this. Hit pause right now so that you can play with your integer chips, and then when you are ready, go ahead and hit play. All right, so we're going to start with 5 positive. So this one is a positive because there's no negative sign, so I need 5 yellows. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I need to add on 10 negatives. So I'm going to add on 10 red. All right, so I'm going to add on 10 red. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going off the charts here. I'm gonna have to start my pile over here, huh? So let's go this direction. 5, 6, 7, 8. They don't give me enough room on this thing. 9 and 10. So I would just keep going in a line, but you're not gonna be able to see my line if I keep going that direction. I'll try to do better and maybe I'll make them go downward or something. Okay, so 0 pairs, 0 pairs, 0 pairs, 0 pairs, 0 pair. So all of these are gonna go away and I am only left with 5 reds or negative 5. So it equals a negative 5. Okay, we can even draw this one out. So we had 5 positives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I needed to add on 10 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa, that's a big guy. 9. Nope, that's 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we can cross out our 0 pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 0 pairs, and we are left over with 5 reds. All right, how did you do on either of those? Let's do another. All right, so letter C. Okay, letter C says -3 plus 7. So we're going to find -3 plus a positive 7. All right, so I'm going to start with you hitting pause so that you don't hear me. All right, so we've got -3. We're having -3, and then I need to add 7. So there's -3, and I'm going to add on 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so when we take away our 0 pairs, we are left with 4 yellows. So it's positive 4. Are you starting to see any patterns yet in our work that we're doing? Any patterns? Do you see anything yet? If so, maybe make a mental note of what you are noticing about our signs and what happens, what the outcome is. So we have -3. And we add on 7. Sorry that my dog is barking. Okay, and then we end with a positive 4. 0, 0, 0. We get a positive 4. Okay, last one that I want to do with you, and then I'm going to give you a try it to do all on your own to model without any support. This one says find -4 plus 4. -4 plus 4, what do you get? So again, I'm going to start with negative. Hit pause so that you don't hear me if you want to model this. So -4. And then I need to add on a positive 4. Clear away my 0 pairs, and I have nothing left over. So I have -4, and I deposit $4, which means that I have no money left. And we know that 0 is neutral, and so look, we get donut math. Woohoo! I love donut math. You don't have to stay for donut math if you don't want. That's fine. Okay, so right now while you're doing your try it, let's do a different color. So I want you to try it your try it is to check your own understanding. I want to do -2 plus 11. So you're going to have try it number 1 is -2 plus 11. And then try it number 2 is, try it number 2 says 9 plus -10. So go ahead and model this with your integer chips on your placemat or whatever you're using, and then hit play when you are ready. So I'm just going to use markers right now because I've already modeled up here. So -2 looks like this. I'm going to have -2, 1, 2, and then I need to add on positive, which is yellow. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. These guys cross out, and then I end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 positives. So I end up with 9, a positive 9. How did you do on that one? How did you do? All right, the next one, I had 9 positives. So I'm just going to draw out 9. And I am going to add on -10. And these all cross out. And then I have 1 negative left over. How did you do on these? Are you starting to see any patterns for how to find the sum of integers? Anything out there that you can find or see? Go ahead and answer your essential question now with any observations that you are making or any patterns that you are seeing, and then rate your understanding so far out to the side. 1, I don't understand. It's just a bunch of colors on my paper. It's polka dots. 2, I kind of understand that I'm just matching colors with the numbers to find out what's left. Or a 3, I can totally do this. I know what the pattern is and what a rule could be for finding positive or negative integers. Finding the sum of positives and negatives. All right, 6th graders, thank you so much for all your hard work. If you have any questions, come on back to the Google Meet and ask away. Otherwise, you may do your practice work and make it a great day the Cougar way.